you are now part of the new era of medical education. We are moving away from the paradigm of having to travel around the world to sit in an auditorium and just listen to one person talk. Now, we all have a voice. Enjoy the show. Good morning, everyone. Good afternoon, good evening, whichever time zone you're in. Buckle your seatbelt. Coming from 26 different countries. From Argentina, from Buenos Aires, who will be able to hear this entire show translated into Spanish live. The most esteemed faculty across the world.
Then you get rid of an awful lot of sloppy thinking.
So, but we have different, given that there's metacronous neonatal torsion, or asynchronous neonatal torsion.
What we've worked out today is a couple of patients, one at this hour, 8 o'clock my time, I think 11 o'clock Todd's, and then let me tell you about this patient, a 2-month-old full-term male.
The purpose of this concept of virtual education was to finally break down the barriers of geography.
Well, geography is no longer an issue for doctors to share vital medical information. That's thanks to GlobalCastMD, an internet TV show developed locally for doctors by doctors.
Imagine the best pediatric trauma experts in the world gathered in one place teaching doctors globally. That's exactly what's happening here, only the experts never had to leave their office.
It has changed medical education drastically. What about in the UK?
It's not a webinar, it's an interactive TV show where participants can watch presentations, ask questions of the experts, and have side discussions with each other. But learning is a two-way street, especially from doctors in third world countries.
These doctors in all these countries, they don't have access or even the money to come to the United States and learn how to do this. Well, now we're providing that for them.
Usually, for information like this to be shared, a doctor would have to wait for a study to be published in a medical journal. That could take years. Well, now with the internet and digital media, they're getting life-saving info in seconds.
It really speeds up how fast we can put new ideas into care.
It's new technology. It's a new way of approaching educating the providers of healthcare in this country that's unique. It's going to grow. It's going to do more. We're going to need more of this.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. In a moment, we will be broadcasting to you live from Akron Children's Hospital in Akron, Ohio. All right, let's get into business here. We're going to have fun today, I can promise you that. It's going to be like no show we've ever done before. It's going to be intense. This is going to be very audience-driven.
Next one is a live surgery from Baylor by Dr. Robert Zervin on a hysteroscopic resection of the submucous fibroid.
Endometrial biopsy, which was negative. I also did a sonohystogram, which showed a lesion.
So why don't you make a video and send it in? We want to see that.
That is kind of secret stuff. Another question.
We want the audience to participate by two ways. One, you could chat, but two, call in. We have the phone lines open. Yell at the faculty, tell Whit he's wrong. I do it all the time, even though he's usually right and I'm wrong. Packing 30%, Vesaloop 20%, leave nothing 50. Oh, it's changing. 30, 20. I gotta wait. I'll always wait 2 minutes. That's what I can't get too excited. So it looks like it's very, you all can, in the audience can see the results there.
As it turned out, I worked in health.
You're really reaching here with speculation, Jack.
In this group's failures, and they may not even know about it, I'm sure.
But I've seen disasters from other people applying Folker's technique to a premature baby to try to get the ends quickly together. I think that's wrong.
To say this is a big area, and I think Holger's idea is really excellent to do a registry and try and learn more before we can really come up with a consensus.
Okay, Holger.
I'll do it.
Okay, there you go. And Miguel volunteered it to happen in Santiago, Chile. This is, and when he looked at the cast of characters that we have on this show today, you are going to be interacting with the leaders in the world, and he was just blown away by the faculty that we have here today of Beacon, which is the Bladder Cancer Advisory Network. And by the way, we'll be talking more about that later on. And I want to introduce you to Dr. Gary Steinberg. Dr. Steinberg, thank you for joining us today.
Thank you very much for having me.
And I didn't want to know, so I buried my head in the sand. If I had gotten treatment right away, I may have my own bladder now. So I would encourage any patient watching this, get to your urologist tomorrow. Don't wait 4 months, and save your bladder.
Yeah, so it sounds like for this patient that you have what we would consider a high-risk tumor. So you have a high-grade tumor that sounds like it was.
The best resource I found, second to Dr. Danishmand, was this BCAN. I learned a lot.